Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure to be here. It wasn't hard to find with the massive logos around here for Tiger Gold, but we're certainly excited to introduce Tiger Gold to you. We've just listed in December on the TSXV. We're quite excited about the progress we're making thus far, but it's all on the fundamentals I'll take you through. Cautionary statements, of course, focus on those when you feel you have the time. This is a company that is really built on significant anchoring fundamentals, starting with the leadership and management, quarterbacked by myself. It's a very strong leg to the stool, and it's a competent one at that, and a disciplined. Combine that with the asset itself, we have an asset in the heart of Colombia, I'll take you through, in the Mid-Cauca Belt, a multi-million ounce deposit, over 2 million ounces right now in current compliant resources. Out of that, it forms the backbone of a recent PEA economic study that we did just prior to going public. And it too demonstrates some significantly compelling economic results, which I'll mention in a second. Of course, out of all this in our listing, we're coming out reasonably undervalued against our peers, but 70% up already from our listing. We're well on our way marching up that curve towards meeting our peers. And out of that, and the path to get there is, of course, the expanding resources and resource potential that we're focused on throughout 2026 through the drill bit. A little bit about the management. Myself, perhaps the COO in the industry over 30 years. I'm a mine engineer originally. Ricardo Elhorsky, world-class metallurgist, mine builder. Between the two of us, we've been there, done it around the globe with major gold producers, finding, acquiring, evaluating, advancing, building, and operating some of the top mines in the world. So we know what we're doing. That combined with a very capable team, both on the ground and throughout our management team and our advisory board, we are well equipped as we move forward to realize and crystallize value for shareholders. As I said, we're in the Mid-Cauca Belt, elephant country I call it, surrounded by a prolific region of discovery and value generation. It is one of the gold jurisdictions on a planet that's actually outstripping most others right now in terms of its rate of discovery and value generation. To be in the center of that is significant for us. Of course, many enablers here as well with established permitting, tax framework, and so forth. The geographic location, the temperate climate, very little wastage on a per dollar basis in terms of getting work done through the year without any climatic issues. It really does check a lot of the boxes. And more specifically, if you look here in terms of our regional locale, we're very well situated to have an amount of enablers that I spoke of earlier, that most projects around the world are absent in one or more of these. Again, this just checks every box, having them all from a paved highway, running north-south next to us. Obviously, from a geographic, regional perspective, we've got Collective and Aris just 20 kilometers up the road. Some of the most notable discoveries and operations in our gold industry right now. But it speaks to the prolific nature of where we are geologically. That said, our land package, the Quinchilla project, right next to the town of Quinchilla, 50,000 people. Very supportive. We're very active on the ground there, both with community engagement and stakeholder engagement. But as well, we've got paved roads going to our site, grid power running right by us. It really does present all the enablers required to really advance value and create a real straight line vision towards a construction decision. More specifically on our property, defined here on this slide, we have walked into this situation about a half a year ago. We wanted to get that PEA done to really establish a foundation for shareholders as well as ourselves to understand what have we got, what's its in situ value, what is our directionality in terms of de-risking this, identifying the risks, identifying the opportunities and upside potential. So what you see here is 3 deposits in total that are on the site existing today. Historically, it's been over 2.5 million ounces in JORC compliant resources. Recently, through the PEA, we've converted 2 million of that to current compliant 43-101 resources, starting with Miraflores in the center of the screen. That is a fully permitted for construction and operation project on our property. That, once again, is a significant enabler for us that really paves a pathway for quicker permitting and permitting modifications that we expect to be doing throughout the pathway towards a construction decision. That said, the Miraflores is next to a newer discovery, Tesorito, over 1.5 million ounces of inferred resources. That is where we have 2 drills parked right now drilling, infill drilling that. We know that with the high-grade core that's in there, the fact that it's wide open to depth, it's open on strike, we know we can expand the pit, we can expand and raise the grade of the pit. And our first news flow that came out last week was a very clear demonstration of that we're outgrading the model that's currently there, defining that inferred resource. So we know that bringing the grade of that up will result in fairly material lifts to the recovery of that material by having a slightly higher grade. That obviously hits the bottom line economics of the project, and therefore that's why we're as much focused on ounce quality in our projects as much as we are ounce quantity. So next to those 2, up to the northeast, you have Dos Quebradas. We didn't bring it into 43-101 simply because it just wasn't drilled well enough in our view. So we have a 3rd drill parked there drilling right now. And we're basically rewriting the book on redefining the resource there and bringing that forward. So you can see there's some low-hanging fruit that we'll be interested in grabbing there in short order, starting early in 2026. And as we move through Dos Quebradas, we'll be marching towards the eastern flank you see next to it, where there's other high-priority drill targets. Now, down by Tesorito and Miraflores, the large circle you see there with Cibel and Chusco are the most recent discoveries. So when I talk about upside, it's not upside we think is somewhere. We know where it is. It's been discovered. We just need to do the work to bring it to fruition. So Cibel, for example, has a number of holes that were drilled by the previous owner that are fully mineralized from surface down to depths of over 500 meters, continuously mineralized. There's copper showing up in it as well. It's indicating a significant expansion to the gold system, the mineralized envelope, if you will, that's there. And when you think about all of this, what's beneath it, we're only drilled down to 350 to 400 meters. All these deposits go right to surface. So we're very focused on understanding what's to depth here, what's the feeder for all of this. And next to that, Cibel, you can see to the bottom right of the screen, Chusco, a newest discovery. All of those dots, by the way, you see there are surface exploration, sampling, assaying results that we've done through the summer to ground truth and get ready for drill targeting. In the process of doing that, we found a massive mineralized footprint in Chusco. So we're equally excited to get a drill over there as well within the next month or 2. We'll likely be moving a drill from Tesorito's infill drilling down to Cibel and Chusco within the next month or 2. So this really speaks to the prolific nature of our upside potential, a real straight line towards what we feel is a conservative doubling of our ounces right now from 2 to maybe 4 or more. But we have to do the work, and 2026 is all about that. Drilling in 10,000 meter campaigns. We'll probably be drilling up to 20 to 27,000 meters this year, really getting our arms around the 3 buckets of drilling, which is infill drilling to de-risk, extension drilling to grow, and discovery and exploration to really bring in real tangible value. This simply shows the nature of the proximity to all these discoveries, the prolific amount of ounces on surface, and that there's a big unknown question about what's feeding all this at depth. Obviously, with our neighbor to the north, they've been quite successful with that. We're excited to find out what our opportunity is at depth as well from that. The PEA just simply demonstrates that they're just with the 2 deposits we've inherited without doing anything. The in situ value is compelling. At what was a spot price of $4,600, which we've blown by now, we're looking at approaching over $2 billion in post-tax value and approaching 50% IRR. So that speaks to a serious economic foundation for us to be launching from, and as well to indicate to investors the true value of what we already have and what we're building upon. So it is significant. That way, we are, though, moving up the chart here based on those fundamentals from a valuation perspective against our peers quite rapidly now. It's an aggressive growth curve we're on, and now henceforward, with all 3 of our drills drilling, we'll be backing that up with real drill results, providing fuel to our growth up the curve of re-rating towards our peers, which is obviously a significant value generation back to shareholders throughout 2026. You slice through the PNAV, it's the same thing. Arguably the peer group undervalued, but us against that undervalued as well. As we're raising up our value and moving towards that, we'll be bringing that value to shareholders as well. The Latin American peer group is something we like to look at. We are very well positioned in there, middle of the pack. Again, as we grow our resources, grow our scope and scale of what we have before we switch to engineering and moving towards things that lead us towards a construction decision. We know we're going to be moving up that curve in a pretty aggressive way. And finally, our capital intensity and quality is quite competitive. So out of all that, we're very well positioned with the catalysts I mentioned. 3 drills drilling over 20,000 meters at least this year. Very focused on our ESG and social programs on the ground as well. So it really does back up what I started with in terms of solid discipline leadership underpinning this incredible opportunity we have, this resource base underpinned by strong economics. Obviously, the re-rating that's happening now, we're bringing expanding resources, and then finally a disciplined cap structure as well. So stay tuned. There'll be a lot of news flow to come, but we're excited to keep bringing that to you. Hope to see you soon.